Hello, chat. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to another Ninja Gato interview. Today, we have a very special guest. We have a very special guest today. My friend and cool community member. We have the Cat Dude. Cat Dude, Cat Dude, Cat Dude. How are you? First try every time. Hello.
Very good, thank you.
Hello. Well, welcome. How you feeling, Cat Dude? How you feeling?
Feeling better now that we're actually underway.
We totally haven't been talking for 15, 20 minutes of troubleshooting tech issues. Nope. We get the first time every time. That's because we're pro streamers like that. Absolutely. So
all kinds of rookies we were.
okay, and then logistically, I do want to point out it's not just you, Cat Dude, on this stream. I think we have your director partner, your +1 Treasure Pile, also on the line. Hello, Treasure Pile. How are you?
Hello there, Ninja Gato. I'm doing great.
All right. All right, so let's just get this interview started, Cat Dude. So we always start with the question, the lore behind the name. How did you come up with the name, the Cat Dude, for your Twitch channel?
Well, actually, came up with a long, let's see, at least 25 years ago. I came up with the name during it was an AOL discussion board. For those of us who are old enough to remember AOL discussion boards, when it was still a BBS. And it was actually, it was a discussion of Star Trek, the movie Star Trek First Contact. And I just did a throwaway line narrating a little episode, imagined episode, of a character of the Cat Dude as part of the crew fighting with the Borg.
Nice.
Apparently some people liked it. They were recording it. And that just kind of stuck. Became my handle on a game discussion board for a game called Starfleet Battles.
Starfleet Battles.
And things just rolled from there. A couple of years later, I came across a couple of web comics, Free Fall, Carry On, and their community, the Cross Time Cafe, and that was the character that I became.
Interesting. So you have been on the online communities and gaming for, I want to say, decades now? Like, you go back all the way to AOL. Yeah. AOL, holy cow.
Well, that was more discussionary. As far as game playing, I actually didn't begin online game playing until about 2015 with Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, wow. Okay. You're part of the GTA
That's
community?
How I eventually learned from others about Discord and went into there. A few years later, around 2020, I finally learned about Twitch.
Cool.
So here I am.
Here you are now.
And by the way, whenever you're addressing me directly, you don't have to use the article of the.
Just Cat Dude.
Just simply Cat Dude will do.
All right, Cat Dude. So do you have a complicated setup for streaming? Because like,
yes,
you have like kind of a unintended dual PC setup because it's both you and Treasure Pile streaming. So can you walk us through all the hardware that's required for you guys to stream for a Cat Dude stream?
Sure. With my PC, what I'm doing is I'm taking the feed from his computer, bringing it over into mine, and then sending it out to the internet.
Okay. And
what I use for the mics is the Zoom PodTrack, the P4, which is doing pretty good
yep.
with two Rode pod mics.
Oh, you got Rode Pods. Nice. Those are good microphones.
Yes. And we do have the one additional Rode mic, which is a lapel that's inside Cat Dude's mask.
Oh, nice.
And that's
nice.
the one he's using now.
Cool. Cool. You got a little professional pen mic. Nice.
Yes. For the video, I'm using an EVGA XR1 Pro HDMI game capture device. And that also captures the audio from his PC as well.
Okay.
And all that goes into OBS. And that goes out to the internet.
Nice. And then for gaming wise, like what's inside
Yeah.
the PC hardware? You guys running?
Right. The PC on my end for all this
I should.
is I'm running AMD Ryzen 9 3900. It's a much older CPU. AMD Radeon RX 6650 TX.
Okay. AMD.
And
cool.
the motherboard is a Asus ROG Crosshair 8 Hero with 32 gigabytes of memory.
Mhm. Okay. And then any idea what
And-
Cat Dude's running?
I know it's a Dell computer.
Well, first off, yeah, one little modification. Normally, my earphones are Sennheiser HD280 Pro, very comfortable. But I can't wear them under this, so I have to use these earbuds,
Very cool. Very cool.
which are kind of spotty on the right side.
That's okay.
Let's
Okay.
see. My computer is a Dell with an i5. Let's see. Running a NVIDIA 2060 plus. Let's see. I think I'm running 8 gigs on the RAM, and
Rawr.
I have what, about 5 or 6 terabyte on the hard drive.
Probably, yeah.
Something like that.
That's cool. That's
Yeah, I
cool.
acquired that about 5 years ago. The big machine about 5 years ago.
Cool. All right.
Which is why I'm thinking, given its age, as far as any virtual tubing, I'll probably go with 2D instead of 3D. I'm not sure if this will handle a 3D model.
No, that probably won't.
Understandable. Understandable. 2D is definitely a lighter alternative. Okay. And then what is all the software required to operate a Cat Dude stream?
OBS.
Just
All I
OBS?
run is OBS. Yep.
Cool.
just
Yeah,
OBS.
OBS, the Twitch.
Yeah, and
I am running Windows 10, although I've heard with the expiration, I may switch over to 11.
yeah, you're gonna be forced to, otherwise
Yeah.
it's not safe.
Right.
Beppo
And
says
also
20.
I'm running a Windows 11, so
Gotcha. Beppo says 2060 is a super, still a great GPU for encoding video to Twitch.
Yep.
True. True. All right. All right. What inspired you to start streaming on Twitch, Cat Dude and Treasure Pile?
I guess some of our fellow gamers on Shroud were
Shroud.
doing it. I had thought about it. I
Shroud of the Avatar.
toyed with the notion, and one of the devs helped me to set up. She said, yeah, she streamed, so she helped us to set up the basics.
Wait, so you know
And
one of
then, yeah,
the
ran my first.
devs from Shrouded Avatar? Like you just that
We
casual
know
with
a
one of the
couple of them.
devs?
Yes,
Yeah,
What?
some of them.
yes.
Yeah.
They live in our area.
Oh wow. Wait, does that mean you've met them in person?
Yes, we have.
Wow, you definitely
Yes.
have well branded in that game and well branded in the community. That's cool. Well, I guess we'll get to that a little more when we talk about your gaming. But okay, so you're active in the Shrouded the Avatar community, and the devs encouraged you to try streaming. Okay, okay. Uh, so you've been streaming pretty consistent since 2023. What keeps you motivated to keep streaming?
You know, I for one thing, there's going to be more chapters. The story is there's still we're still on the beta in chapter 2.
Yeah.
So as I said, I'm still wanting to eventually get all the way through. Completion in me says stay with this.
Okay.
And you know, I get some interactions with other members of the community. You know, and as I say, I just want to. Also, it's presenting because the reason why the devs encouraged also is because visibility of the game. Twitch is essentially advertising, if you will. It's publicity, it's visibility. The game needs to be seen.
Yep. Okay. Okay. You know, that's pretty smart on their part. Like it helps build the community and grow the community if they have a platform that continually, you know, shows the community together. Okay. Okay. I did notice. I looked up
Maybe
your.
a small gaming community relative to other bigger, you know, the AAAs.
Mhm.
But I will say this: it is absolutely the friendliest, most supportive community you'll ever find.
True. That's cool. That's cool. That's nice. I also noticed I did look up your stream history, and I have to compliment you. You guys are very consistent on streaming Tuesday and Wednesday. Very consistent, which is very important as a streamer. Why did you settle streaming? Why did you settle on streaming mainly on Tuesdays and Wednesdays?
Okay, well, partially because some other friends of ours were doing Mondays, and we didn't want to be in competition with them.
Mm-hmm.
So we settled on first doing it on Tuesdays with Shrouded the Avatar, me running my individual campaign. And then when we started deciding for Treasure and I to do a shared, and that's when Baldur's Gate 3 rolled around.
Oh, nice.
Again, some friends were doing that. And so we decided for that Wednesdays.
Okay, so Tuesday is traditionally Shroud, and Wednesdays is Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Nice.
Not anymore now. We finished that.
Yeah, you've had enough.
Dune Awakening.
Yeah.
Dune. Okay. How you liking Dune? How you liking Dune? And that's Dune. What's the full title? I forgot the new Dune
So
game.
far,
Dune Awakenings.
Dune Awakenings. Yeah.
we're 2 nights in.
Okay. Okay. How you liking it? First impressions.
Yeah, I took a little, took a little bit of, it wasn't the most intuitive initially doing the control set, but I've gotten it down and I'm enjoying it.
Okay. Okay. And what's your
So
favorite
far,
part?
it's the first scene, so I haven't seen the variety. I don't know how much in terms of equipment and stuff yet. Hopefully, there'll be more.
Very cool. Um, what's your favorite part of having your weekly routine of Tuesday, Wednesdays?
Hmm, hmm. Besides the gameplay, I'd say when somebody comes in and actually starts chatting up. I mean,
Nice.
granted, a lot of our audience, are lurkers or people going for raffles items.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to, chat up a little bit of, football or, the latest in movies or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
and how has your setup evolved since you started? Like, I'm sure you guys have done some
Um,
updates and stuff since when you very, very first started streaming in 2023.
Oh yes. Um, First, hardware. I originally started with a Blue Yeti microphone, and then switched over to the Rode.
Okay, so you've got upgraded your mics.
because yes,
Okay.
and that is because
Yes.
the
And then
Yetis are
earphones.
USB.
Yep.
The Yetis are USB, and the built-in USB, the mixer kept wigging out on us. So we had to do something and get something more out hardware instead of software. So we got the Zoom PodTrack, in which with that we needed the mics. We upgraded to the Rhodes.
Yeah, those are real nice ones. Those good ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we
And
did have to get the little preamp.
with that, and the one thing I don't like about the Zoom is the preamp on it. It does not work well. So we had to get a preamp.
Yeah.
And so to help with the gain.
Yep. Give it a little bit of boost.
So,
That's not unheard of. That's not unheard of. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
a lot of
they had these JBL earphones, but they didn't fit my ears as comfortably as the Sennheiser did so I upgraded to those.
yeah.
okay.
That makes a real difference with not having your ears hurting after 2 hours.
Understandable. Understandable. Okay. All right. So usually when I shout you guys out, I usually shout you out and I talk about you and Treasure Pile and how I may or may not be jealous that you guys found a gamer wife and you found love in gaming. But let's talk about your love and partnership. You and your wife Treasure Pile have had great chemistry on stream. How did you two meet? Like, what brought you two together?
He offered me a crossbow.
Really? A crossbow?
Yes. Yes, he offered
Yes.
me a crossbow.
In which game? In which game was it?
In Shroud of the
Shroud of
Avatar.
Okay, okay. Was it a really good crossbow? And you're like, hell yeah. Or like
I don't know, because I had a good crossbow to begin with. So I politely declined. But I should have taken it.
Yes, it was.
Oh, crossbow rejected. Okay. So you guys were just two random players in Shroud of the Avatar. He offered you some loot. You're like,
And
no,
then-
thank you. Okay. Well, then
And
what
then
happened
it was
after
around
that?
Easter time.
Okay.
And it was around
Yeah.
Easter time. I was in a group hunting the killer bunny,
Wait, the killer bunny?
and he
Yes.
joins the group. And he comes
every
running up.
Every April, we have regular occurrences in Shroud of the Avatar. Every April, this monster appears,
Okay.
in the form of a killer rabbit. It's a vicious, cruel beast with a
Okay.
real fangs, like
Yes. Yes,
very
it is an
ill-tempered
Easter egg.
rodent.
Okay. And it's hard to defeat,
And
so you need a party?
Yeah, in Halloween, you're chasing after
well,
the pumpkin-headed,
with
a scarecrow undead creature with,
Okay, so you're going for the
and then
headless
yeah.
horseman.
Christmas,
Okay.
December, it's Krampus.
Oh, so
But
you gotta
anyway,
kill
yeah.
Krampus. So okay, so because you guys
Yeah.
needed help to take out the killer bunny, that's how you guys started to talk more, or
Pretty much. I saw that he was
Yeah,
not in a
she
guild.
invited me into the party,
Mm.
and then their guild.
Oh, nice. Okay, okay.
And then things just took off from there.
Oh, so you guys started to just talk more in game, and then okay.
Yeah.
Take us back to the first time meeting in Shroud of the Avatar. How did the friendship begin? So I'm assuming that was
Well,
parting
Well,
more,
listen,
guild
I
life.
I had upgraded my crossbow with a purchase,
yeah.
Okay.
and the previous one was given to me by a player. And so the idea was, I won't sell it. I'll pay it forward to another player. And my first
Nice.
offer was to Treasure Pile. She said she was satisfied with hers, and I eventually gave it to some other player who was coming in the new player zone.
Okay. Okay.
Although now, looking back, I kind of wish I had kept it, because
The sentimental value.
in that year's 2021, well, also the guy who created it and then later gave it to me, he passed away that year from COVID.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, so it
Yeah.
shows crafted by so and so in the game.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh. And you guys are well vested in the
Exactly.
community. You know all people
Yeah.
deeply. Okay. All right. So once you guys were in
And-
the same guild, starting to talk more and more, when did you realize that your in-game was becoming something deeper between the two of you?
I guess September that year, September 21. For various reasons, the old guildmaster bowed out and left it to her.
Oh, she became the GM. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we started, we relocated, went through a process of redecorating, creating our basement dungeon adventure. Actually, it was, we kind of created a dance floor.
Yeah.
And she asked for a name, and I decided Autumn Rising.
Autumn Rising.
And which
So we had a party, in-game dance party, DJ'd by one of the devs. I think it wound up being his last DJ session.
Okay.
Yes.
I think he retired shortly after, didn't he?
Yeah, that was the last DJ session. He's been in the game a couple times since then, but he's moved on to other projects. Darkstar Long is one of the creators of Shroud of the Avatar.
Oh, okay. One of the founding fathers, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So he was DJing a party,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
you guys were doing the dance floor together. So you guys were working together a lot. Okay.
Yep.
And then working together like that made you guys feel like you're closer, starting to feel feelings for each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked over things and stuff. And so April, she came
Eventually,
down.
when the the
when the quarantines
the
were
quarantine
lifted
was
and the vaccines
lifted
were
and the
given,
vaccines came out, my dad and I got
she
our
drove down
vaccines
from Kansas.
immediately.
Okay.
We got the first batch, and then a week or two later, we got the second batch, or however long it was, and then we hightailed it down to. Actually, I hightailed it down to Texas.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, how long did it take before you guys met in person? Like timeline wise?
Um,
From meeting to okay, now let's meet in
Let's
person.
see, April of 20, about a year.
about
About
a
a
year or
year?
two, yeah.
Yeah, it was a year.
About a-
About
It
a
was
year?
April of 20 that we met, and then
yeah.
April of 21 that she came down.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. What was that first meeting like after knowing each other through a game? Like, well, like seeing each other in person. What was that like?
Well, first thing, we actually got to hug in real life
Nice,
instead of
nice.
the virtual.
Yes.
Yeah, we have emotes, and yes, one of the emotes in the game is a hugging, and so you kind of have to line your characters up correctly, or the
Mm.
arms go through each other.
Um,
Went to dinner, local place, Sakana Sushi. She hadn't had Japanese in 20 years.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And how did that first dinner go?
Yeah, not
It went
many
very well.
places. Yeah, not many places in that part of Kansas, I guess.
No, Kansans don't really like sushi. They like their fish cooked.
True. True.
And everything went well.
So when you went down, were you just going down to meet him, or were you like, nah, I'm here to stay?
At first, it's to meet him and to see how things are going. And since everything went well, we decided to visit again.
Oh, okay.
And it was actually Justin, one of our friends, Justine actually, that
Yes.
got me to do
The one who set us up on Twitch.
Okay.
a spur of the moment visit
Oh, wow.
in June for his birthday.
Yep.
Mm.
See, shortly after I got back home, he mentioned that he was going out to dinner with Justin, and I said, okay, I didn't know if it was that day, but I could be there shortly. He said, no, I'm going to be there it's going to be, but the dinner was in a couple hours, and I wouldn't be able to make it there in time. So, like, darn it.
That's quite a drive from Kansas to Texas. That's a haul, so that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And I also had to get him a birthday present.
oh, okay.
I actually got him a couple. The first one was a courtesy of the Graceful Bard.
Oh, nice.
I had commissioned her to do a song. By Elvis. I Can't Help. And she did a wonderful job with it.
Yeah,
She did it to Pachelbel's Canon. So I Can't Help Falling in Love to Pachelbel's Canon.
That's amazing.
Yes, it was amazing.
Yeah, Bard is very talented.
Yes, she is.
And
And
she's
the second
also
one was
she's also from
yeah.
the Shroud community, right?
Yes, she is.
Oh.
That's where we met her, is in the Shroud.
That's where we first met her. Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and where we met you was through your interview with the
With her.
Graceful Bard.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How has gaming together shaped your relationship over the years?
Well, that's it helps. We it helps us to figure as I say where my advantages and her advantages and getting to coordinate them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like you guys practice teamwork all the time in game and in life. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know each other's strengths and weaknesses and
Oh,
use
yeah.
that.
Hey,
Use that.
Right.
My streaming would not be possible without her. So
I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Let me.
I married my tech support.
Yeah, nice, nice. Wait. So do you what do you traditionally? What are your roles usually in the game? Like, are you guys usually DPS and healers, tanks? And how does that work between the two of you?
Let's see.
Well, I kill things.
You kill things. Treasure Pile is like, I kill.
Yes.
Nice.
I kill things and I team
I
things.
do more. Yeah. I'm generally in most like D&D type games. I'm usually the tank / DPS.
Okay. Okay.
And then like she'll do archery support.
Nice, nice, nice. That's very complimentary. Yep.
Yeah.
Coup de grace sort of thing.
And then, what made you guys decide to start streaming together?
Well, she's always sitting here helping me do my own campaign, and so we figured, as I said, watching one of our other friends who would game as a couple and stream it, we figured, well, we may as well. I mean, we met them through Shroud, though, and actually attended their wedding in South Carolina. Although I was also delivering a package to another friend from West Virginia. I'll tell you about that later.
Okay.
Spots.
Good old spots. And there have been other couples that I've met on Shroud of the Avatar. One of them even had that they live down in Houston, down South Texas, and we had the pleasure of meeting them. And they got married online in the game.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't do that with ours, though, with us.
Yep. And I think that was also streamed as well, too, on Twitch.
Yeah, that was streamed on Twitch.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. So you both game together, and you've moved on from Baldur's Gate, but how did you decide on what game to play next? Was there a little banter or a little bit of a debate? Or how did you two decide, like, Dune, for instance?
A little bit. Plus, I mean, Dune was coming out as we were entering the last act of Baldur's Gate, so we knew we had to find something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as I said, Dune was the thing. Also, daughter and son-in-law were playing the game, so
it gave an opportunity for them to join us in the game as well.
Oh, nice! We got a whole family gaming. That's incredible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so what's been your most funniest or most unexpected moment as a stream couple that you guys have experienced?
Most unexpected would probably be this interview with you.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been talking about it for like a year.
So yeah, but for a year it's been unexpected and what have you. So yeah.
No, you guys always have a little interesting chats or little, oh, we just came from such con and we're in the chat. I'm just like, what the? You guys have a story to tell. I can't wait to
Yes.
hear it.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Do you have any funny moments that you can think of as a couple gaming?
Let's see.
Well, I'm always
Well, there
trying
was that
to
scene.
do
There
odd
was that
things.
scene in when we raided the Devil's House in Avernus.
He let me loose.
Oh,
Yeah, she had an interesting encounter in the boudoir.
oh my, oh my.
Yeah.
Have you played Baldur's Gate 3?
Yes. So you're saying
So
Treasure Pile got to go experience. Did you go for the both of them at the same time? Basically.
no, not that one. One before that.
Okay. Okay. I have to say, Baldur's Gate is.
Incubus. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right. You could have a lady option or a dude option. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, that game, we had a lot of fun with that one. That game gets a bit spicy. And
It can. Yes.
okay.
It was a lot of fun.
All right.
Then there was that challenge of trying to fight in a house of fireworks.
True. Oh, I just got blown up. I'll blow everything up and everybody died
Yeah.
except for one person. So
I mean,
I still made it out though.
some idiot NPC that we were fighting insisted on using fireball.
Yep.
It's like he was hitting his own side as well as us, so
Understandable. Yep. How does your audience respond to seeing a real relationship grow and thrive on Twitch? Have you gotten positive notes from your community? Have you gotten any haters? Tell me about it.
oh yeah.
Well,
Yes, we have. We have gotten some positive folks.
Oh, nice. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it's not, people are used to it now.
I got you.
And we did have some folks in Shroud yakking at us to go get a room or something
Well,
when they
Nice.
saw us hugging and the
Nice,
characters
nice.
embracing. So
Well, now it's like, well, now we have a house together, so. All right. What's one thing
Yeah.
about Treasure that makes your streaming dynamic work so well?
she's probably keeps you focused.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you
I
also
get older, and my attention span is starting to turn ever more feline. So yeah,
gotcha. And then you also said she's your tech support. So
yeah,
that's huge. That's huge.
yes. Keeps me calm when things go sideways.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about gaming. Let's talk about gaming since that's a huge part of your guys' story. So, Shroud of the Avatar seems to be at the center of your story. What keeps that game special for you both? Like, what keeps both you and Treasure Pile going back to that game?
To a large degree, I'm going to say nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
because Shroud of the Avatar is a spiritual, not a literal, a spiritual successor to the Ultima Online and the Ultima series from Lord British, aka Richard Garriott.
Okay. Okay.
Did you ever play the Ultima series?
Negative.
Okay, it's worth it if you can find it on. You should be able to find it on GOG and
Yeah.
or Steam. And if you don't mind doing some old-fashioned retro gaming, the first three are just standard. You move your character around the world, attack monsters, level up, go after the big boss at the end. It's a total of 9 games. So that's the first three. Number 3 is where he starts to add actual real story and interaction along with an alignment system and morality.
Yep.
And then the last 3, it turns into a drama series where an antagonist from outside is brought in and you have to deal with him.
Okay. Okay.
So
you were
yes.
you loved that series a lot. You were branded with Ultima Online, and then you wanted to continue that with Shroud, and that's why you have a strong connection. Okay.
Correct.
And I was branded with Ultima 1 on the Apple 2 Plus.
Oh, wow.
So it goes back a lot further than for me.
Okay. So you both have a long lineage within the game in that series. Okay. But then also, I'm assuming the community. So I'll ask you this question. How would you describe the Shroud community to someone who's never played it? Like me, I've never played Shroud.
Very welcoming, very friendly, helpful and supportive to new players.
Okay. And Treasure, how would you describe the Shroud community?
I describe it about the same. They are friendly and helpful. They are welcoming.
That's always appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, this next question, you kind of answered some of it already, but I'll go ahead and still ask it because I'm sure there's others. Have you met any long-term friends through that world, Shroud of the Avatar?
Well, we have a couple, I'd say.
Yeah. I met my husband.
You met your husband? There you go. There's that one.
You know,
that counts.
That counts.
Said, including some of the devs and.
Yeah.
And the devs.
I actually managed to get a piece of equipment created on a wish list.
Oh, nice. Nice. You have that much of a connection that you can influence the development.
They like to do.
Well.
Yeah, like as I said, the April thing with the Killer Bunny is a tribute to Monty Python's Holy Grail.
Okay.
There is a.
And they created some tributes to Star Wars, including what they call electric swords. So they had a blue one, they have a red one, and I kept saying, hey, wait a minute, why not a green one?
Okay.
I believe.
So it took me about a year of lobbying through the wish list, and finally, head dev said, here you go. You finally got your green blade.
I also believe there's a certain scar in game that you can get, which is in reference to something that happened with tree trimming.
Tree trimming? What?
Yes. We were helping a friend, one of the devs, trim his tree.
Wait, that's referenced in the game?
Your scar?
They actually have a scar on the arm.
I believe so.
Okay, I'll have to look that up.
Tell them about what happened.
Okay. They about a year ago they added for
No, what happened with the
modifications to
tree?
your character. You can add tattoos and scars. So yeah, I was helping the head dev trim his oak tree in front. I was holding the ladder, and so he cuts this big branch, and it really snaps hard on him. And I had to brace him to keep him from falling because the chainsaw
Scary.
was still in his hand. And it swung around and swiped across my left arm. So fortunately, it was shallow, didn't go down to the bone or anything.
Mm.
Had about 20 staples put in, and
Oof.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes.
Yes, yikes is. Yeah.
So, because of your injury and your
you know,
scar,
okay,
they
so
made an
apparently I
in-game
guess
scar.
Yes, they did.
Wow.
I will have to check that out. He didn't tell
It's-
me.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, I'm glad it wasn't worse too. If he was saying it's a good thing that it wasn't worse.
All right. And then in the Shroud universe, what's your favorite in-game adventure together?
Well, besides the bunny hunt, I think the one, okay, there's a couple of series. They can repeat, certain missions can repeat themselves because it's online. Yeah, there's one where we face Lords of the Elements, Earth, Wind, Fire, and Water, called The Breach.
Mm.
And the first time we conquered it, it took us like 4 hours.
Oof.
But oh, did we feel good afterwards.
Okay, a lot of work, but large sense of accomplishment. Good, good, good. Okay. Nice. You also played Baldur's Gate and Dune Awakening. What drew you to those titles?
Baldur's Gate would be the franchise. I've enjoyed the first two, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and
Likewise, I've played
And-
the first two.
yeah.
Also, I'm a long, I'm a long-time D&D player.
Okay.
I go back to the Blue Rule Book.
Yes.
Anybody who's started in late 70s, early 80s knows what that means.
Okay. So that was
So-
like one of the OG.
She had never played Dungeons and Dragons
Blue box.
until 4 years ago.
Right.
Now, back in California, there was this convention known as BronyCon, or BABS.
BabsCon.
BabsCon?
Yes.
Yeah, Bay Area Brony Society. Basically, it's MLP.
Oh,
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony. Okay, the pony peoples. Okay.
And yeah, so this one gentleman was running a D&D campaign,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, yeah, what the heck, why not? Jumped in with it. And so that became, for a couple of years, that was 2017. We did that a couple more, that became like a yearly tradition. So once a year, a bunch of us would gather, continue the campaign onwards. Then, of course, there was the pan that stopped it for a couple of years, during which time Treasure came into my life. We go off to the it starts up again, and off we go, and she gets introduced to her first D&D session, in which she ends up being the MVP, killing the boss character.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
That's good for a first experience. True.
Yep.
Cool. Hmm.
Yeah, so for me, going to Baldur's Gate was a natural, not Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay. And then what about Dune Awakenings? What drew you to that title?
The movies, we like them.
Yep, the movies.
Hmm. Okay. Are you both fans of lore-heavy RPGs in general?
I am.
I do appreciate the lore. Sometimes use it.
Hmm. Do you guys ever roleplay characters on stream?
I mean, I'm not on stream. Admittedly, I'm not the best role player myself. I'm trying to work on it.
Okay. We'll get to that in a bit, B Striker. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because as a voice actor, improv skill is necessary, and that is my weak area. And so, yeah, I do try. Yes, I do try. I have been trying to work on my role playing skills.
Okay. Have your viewers followed you between the games, or do you find new audiences each time?
There are some that do follow with the games, and we do get new audiences with the.
All right. Any hidden games you've discovered recently that deserve more attention?
I don't know. Tattoo?
Not lately. I haven't explored the Steam catalog
Okay.
to adequately answer that question.
That's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, B Striker's asking a question, which actually gets us to the next
Yeah.
section of the interview. We're going to talk about the furry fandom. So, first off, you are part of the furry community, correct, Cat Dude?
Yes, I'll say over the last 7 years or so.
Okay.
I'm a latecomer. You might say I'm making up for lost time. So
Make it up for last time. When did you first discover the furry community?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, like most people, I learned of its existence via the infamous CSI episode.
No, I don't know the episode you're referring to. Tell me about it.
Of course, has to be taken with it. Which you have to take with a grain of salt. They sensationalized it.
Okay. What's the short story on the CSI episode?
They find a guy in costume is found dead on the side of a highway. A nearby rancher who turns out shot him in the dead of night thought he was shooting a wolf.
Oh. Okay.
Turns out it was a guy in a raccoon costume.
Oh. Okay.
And so a couple of them, they realized there's a convention going on, and the adventure's there. Turns out he was intoxicated. Somebody slipped him ipecac syrup to make it look like he had drunk too much,
Okay.
like he'd fallen off the sobriety wagon because he had a prior history of drinking. And somebody got angry, trying to drive, and then finally like tossed him out of the car, and that's why he was by the side of the road on all fours, causing the rancher to think, "Oh, a big wolf! I got to protect my sheep!" Bang!
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
And so they had to track down who slipped him the syrup.
Okay, so you had seen that episode, so that made you aware of the community. But like, what drew
And then
you
later,
to that community?
well, it was part of my webcomic following.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I worked for about 14 years at an observatory. And one of the other guys there introduced me to this webcomic called Free Fall.
Free fall?
And the main character is a genetically engineered wolf. She's technically she's considered an artificial intelligence because again, genetic modifications uplifting her from turning her into a sentient wolf who can talk, walk upright.
Okay, okay.
It's sort of a proof of concept because, yeah, and her name is Florence Ambrose. She's chief engineer on a vessel owned by an actual alien.
All right, so you saw the webcomic, you liked it,
The series has been running over 25 years.
Okay.
Authors is the creator is a guy named Mark Stanley. I've met him back in 2016. Hands down, one of the most intelligent people you'll ever meet.
Oh wow. Okay.
I know Jared Purnell said that it was one of his favorite webcomics. So.
Okay, but that webcomic
So from there,
is.
I went into the Crosstime Cafe.
Okay.
And a lot of the people there are fur characters. And, I just sort of went in with it.
Nice. Okay, so that webcomic like well recognized within the furry community? Is furry content, or is it just...
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
got in...
many people will. Both furry. Well, here's where crossover. Furry community and sci-fi community.
Okay, so it's a little bit of both. Okay, so it crosses between the two and kind of introduces you to it. Okay, so that's where you got your interest.
Yeah. Then there were other comics. Yes. Carry On, about hyenas. And then 21st Century Fox, and those two are produced by a couple. 21st Century Fox is produced by Scott Kellogg. He works for aviation industry, and it tributes sci-fi all over the place. Any sci-fi series that exists, it's gonna make there's gonna be a tributary reference to it.
Okay.
And
All right.
his wife, who he says is the real artist between them, she works as a sheep. She stays at home. They work on sheep. They live on a ranch, and she's a sheep rancher. And Kathy Garrison Kellogg. So she found she was fascinated by hyenas and created a web comic where the character's a hyena. So carry on. Well, and this is a funny. Okay, this is the other reason I was in Carolina, South Carolina, besides the wedding.
Okay.
She writes me and says, "Hey, cat dude, I saw this listing for a stuffed hyena on eBay. So I figured, what the heck? I'll enter the minimum bid. Probably won't get it." Turns out she was the only bidder, so she won.
Oh, wow.
So she says, "Hey, can you pick this up and we'll figure out a way to get it over here, because they live in West Virginia.
Oh, and does this happen to be in
So the
Texas
law
or near
office is
you?
in Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've always wanted to go to see Johnson Space Center. As an aficionado of space exploration, essentially it's holy ground, sacred ground to me.
Okay.
So off we go. We tour the plant. Next day, on the way before heading home, we go to the law office. It's like, "Hey, I'm here to pick up the hyena." Load it into the back of my my Subi, and off we go.
Mm-hmm.
So about half a year, it sits in the sewing room. The cats were not amused; they hated it.
Understandable.
And so then comes the wedding. And I said, "Hey, Kathy, we're going to a wedding in South Carolina. Can you drive down and pick it up there?" So she says, "Yeah, sure." So we go to the wedding. Next day, I do the handoff. She treats us to burgers, and so she then takes her, and that's her. She calls it Spots because it's a spotted hyena. And yeah, so that was the other reason we drove all the way from Texas to South Carolina to attend a wedding and deliver a stuffed hyena.
Spots. Interesting. Yep. Okay. So you got involved with some of the creators of content that identifies with both nerds, sci-fi, and the furry community. And you definitely saw that you could have a home there. And then you developed, I'm assuming, your first Sona. So how would you describe your first Sona?
Okay, I'll give you the basics, but in detail, there is a library of stories for people who write stories on the website, on the Cross Time Cafe website.
Okay.
So I have there is an established story there.
Official story for Cat Dude. Okay.
The Cat Dude was a victim of a transformation.
Okay.
In his teenage years, he and some of his classmates. It's during last week of summer. They're bored. They're waiting for school to start, and they go messing around with a book they really should not have been messing around with, the Forbidden Book of Black Magic.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it is the Necronomicon.
Oh, okay.
They end up opening a doorway, a dimensional doorway, and something answers the summons, abducts them, subjects them to experimentation, modifications, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other, eventually, they get rescued because their opening that door attracted the attention of other forces besides their abductor, forces of light. And so a rescue is sent. They get rescued. The other boys are able to be healed up, restored, a little bit of healthy dose of amnesia, and they live their lives. But in the case of the cat dude, it was far too long. And he gets an emergency medical treatment on an alien world to save his life because the modifications are conflicting, and so they had to get sorted out.
Hmm.
So it saves his life, but his appearance has changed. The only thing left of him that he recognizes from his human self are his eyes. They still remain human. As you see, he has human eyes instead of feline eyes. So he can still recognize himself looking in a mirror, even with a cat face.
Hmm. Okay.
So I gave him a series of adventures. One of them actually is on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
I managed to we had a we had a role play story in which one artist created 3D art of his character, and so me and one other player, one other Formite from Germany actually. The idea was our characters went along with her. Her name is Lady Beth. She's one of the two owners of the cafe is owned by unicorns. Lady Beth and her great grandfather, White Pony. And so they have this adventure, and so he would create the art, and Tiger T and I would type out our parts of the story, of what we were saying, what we were doing. So that was our role play. Fast forward about 8 years or so, I'm with the person on Shroud who DJs for radio, in-game radio, and we create and we redo the play. We redo it as a play. I adapt it as a script. We got some other people to voice the parts. I voiced my own character, and then he would interlace it with the pictures. It took us a couple of years, and finally got it completed. I've been posting.
Okay. All right. So there's some deep lore from your persona.
Yeah.
But it's from like a high level.
Yes.
Would you describe yourself as like a cat, a red cat, like from people from the outside perspective? Like when they see you.
If they see my character,
Mm-hmm.
It depends. I made some at conventions. I made to dress him in several. He has, sorry. he travels through. He hops. He's a reality hopper too.
Okay.
So in some realities, he may be a Starfleet officer.
Okay.
In some realities, he may be a paladin. And in a few others, hang on.
You may be
Yes, he's also
Yeah.
a Jedi.
a Jedi. Okay. 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 All right. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes with the lore. That is the cat dude. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I custom built this one
Oh, nice. Nice.
at an exposition retro expo in our
Yeah.
town.
Mhm.
There was a table, and they said, "Yeah, come build your own lightsaber."
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. Um,
Yep.
and does your furry identity play a role in your streaming or persona or branding?
More along the lines of the branding.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much. Yeah. In GTA 5, I do have my character wearing a cat mask.
Okay.
The
So
tabby one, not the tuxedo one.
okay, so it kind of played a role in there. Okay. Okay. You recently went to Anthrocon.
So I just say
Oh, finish your statement.
he's wandering around in that world, and then yeah. Although of course in some missions he has to appear as human, so I said okay, he's in his human disguise.
That makes sense. You recently went to Anthrocon. What was that experience like? You're saying, I remember you having comments that that was the largest convention ever.
That's yeah. We were at the last year's one, which was the largest ever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is absolutely something that has to be experienced. It's a bucket list item for anybody, into art, into comics, into. For me, when I'm there, I say when somebody asks for me, I'm there as masquerade.
Okay.
I will qualify right now. I'm not a Therian or an otherkin. Some people want to believe that they are their personas, and no,
Yeah.
I'm not. As I say,
Okay.
this is masquerade
Cosplay.
cosplay.
Cosplay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And like, remind me how many people went to Anthrocon?
Just over 18,000 people were there.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yes, it is.
Like,
Yep.
that's a lot of
And
people.
there will
Holy
have
cow.
cat attendance.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elf.
Let's see. We've been to Texas Furry Fiesta here in Dallas, which is in March. Then there's Megaplex FurCon in Orlando in August.
Mm-hmm.
Further Confusion in San Jose in January.
Wow, you travel a lot for these cons.
Yeah. We do.
Yep. The BabsCon for the MLP crowd that was in April is no more. Yeah,
Right.
it's just not big enough. Yeah, all the MLP cons are folding up.
Oh wait, were you part of the
Now,
MLP
the first
community?
one I ever went to, not seriously.
Okay.
It was more about an artist.
Yeah.
His name is Baron Engel. He was out in San Jose,
Mm-hmm.
and I over the hills from Oakland, Berkeley, California. And I met him at the in BabsCon was where I went to meet him. And the dungeon master is his sidekick. Basically, as Baron is to me, so his companion Caradwin is the treasure pile doing the tech support, keeping the operation,
Yeah.
while Baron is doing art in front on Picardo, and that's every other weekend. He was on this. He was on this Saturday. He'll be on in 2 weeks. So if anybody likes seeing art streams, again, Baron Engel,
Mhm.
Picardo TV every other Saturday.
Okay.
And so I went there to meet him and the others, and well, some other people who are part of the chat group, that the regulars. And then later on, we went after that summer. A group of us went down to because we hadn't been to this museum, the Rosicrucian Egyptian Museum. They they had just opened up their library. For years, they had this library that was very exclusive, and they finally decided to open it to public.
Oh my.
Mhm.
Private libraries.
We
You
decided,
rarely hear about those.
hey, let's go down there.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
Alpha had an impromptu question. Alpha asked, "What's the
So,
craziest thing you've done from a furry perspective?"
hmm, hmm. I suppose maybe the parading. We have done parades.
Oh, you've done
Only at the
parades.
small ones. I never parade at the large cons.
Oh, tell us about the parade experience.
Um, well, I can only do it because I have treasure to act. Because my vision is rather
Impaired.
complicated.
Yeah.
So she guides me to make sure I'm not crashing into other people.
Okay.
And the last one, in fact, really the only one. It was also my first one. It was the inaugural. It was 2017.
Okay.
It was announced that a new FurCon is opening up. I figured, okay, it'll be their inaugural will be my first,
Mm-hmm.
and that was Alamo City Fur Invasion in San Antonio. And so that went on, starting a real small little El Tropicano, this little retro affair. It looked like something out of 1950s, early 60s Vegas Sunstrip. You'd expect the Rat Pack to be up on the stage in the main lounge, sort of thing, vibe to it. And so that was a couple of years. Then they moved to a bigger hotel. Then there was the break, and then they went to some other hotel. And finally, they found a new hotel in another city, San Marcos, about halfway between Austin and San Antonio. Splendid hotel. And everything's all on one single floor, the ground floor. Because before that, it had been divided between floors, and that was very inconvenient for con security. So yeah, we basically parade around the hotel rounds.
Mhm.
and treasure right beside me, as I said, making sure I stay on the path.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Alpha asks, have you ever had any issues with luggage when going to a convention? You know, gatekeepers can be quite particular.
Well, let's see, luggage. Okay, let me put it this way: have we have one that we check in. That's our clothing and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a piece of luggage that a small carry-on that I carry the headpiece in. That does not leave my presence when I'm walking through the airport,
Mhm.
or up on right above me on the airplane on the air seat, and all the way to checking in and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a logistical
And
hurdle.
these things cost about $3,500 a piece. So,
Okay.
yeah. If the other luggage, if the luggage I checked in gets lost or whatever, I'll wear my clothes for 3 days. I make sure to keep this.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, they do cost a lot. They do cost a lot. Okay. Let's also see. What's your favorite thing about the furry conventions? Like, what keeps you going back? And across the U.S. too.
Uh, I mainly Artist Row Dealers Den. There's a couple artists that I've kept track with over the years. Had commissions with. So just hey, hi there, how you doing, that sort of thing. That and some various panels. There have been some occasional meet and greets like felines, gray muzzles for those of us who are over 35.
Mm.
Other discussionary panels. My friend with the hyena comic actually came to Anthrocon a couple times with the stuffed hyena,
Oh my.
and she'd be giving a panel on hyenas, both real life and imagined life, in various comics and stories.
Okay. Okay. So definitely the community keeps you going back, and some long-term friends that you've
Yes.
made within the community.
So it's a
Okay.
nice opportunity to
Yes.
meet some friends you only see every now and then.
Which conventions have been the most memorable so far?
Well, obviously the first one.
Okay.
Let's see. There was the one. My first commission at was at Further Confusion. Yeah, Diane Stein did that one. And my first Megaplex,
Mm.
because there it was definitely about meeting one of the artists for the Cross Time Cafe,
Okay.
specifically White Pony. Because as I said, he creates two characters. As I said, the owners of the cafe. So White Pony is his fun-loving comedic persona. Lady Beth is the more serious, dramatic persona. And yeah, so I kind of put forth my OC as somebody as basically one of Lady Beth's suitors.
Hmm.
A hopeless cause, of course.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Which
Beth thinks she's cursed to never have a successful romance under any circumstance. So she will not reciprocate anybody's attentions lest she bring doom upon that person.
oof, brutal, brutal. Uh, which convention
The
has been
captain
the?
is determined he will break that curse.
Oh, really now? uh,
Yeah, make her happy so that she can be happy again.
which convention has been the most memorable for you so far?
So between those, so those are the three of them. And that, okay. And then I have to mention my first Anthrocon in 2019.
2019. Okay.
One of the guests of honor was a guy named Steve Galacci.
Okay. Steve.
Okay, he created a comic book called Albedo. Main character is a soldier, Irma Belna. I don't remember offhand, but it's one of the foundational comics that helped to lead into to create the genre of what we would take today called a modern furry comic of anthropomorphic society.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people like to, because I mean, if you want to say the start of furry society, anthropomorphic society as a genre, most people will go to Disney's Robin Hood of 1974,
Oh, really? Okay.
where Robin is a fox,
Mm-hmm.
Prince John and King Richard are lions.
Okay.
Little John is a bear who looks very much like Baloo. Maid Marian's also a fox. And then other characters. Alan Adale is a rooster. Friar Tuck is a badger. And various other the sheriff, not sure if he's a hyena or a wolf, but some hybrid between them.
Okay.
But the point is, it shows a society of actual anthropomorphic characters just living and acting with each other as if they were people like us.
Yep.
Yeah, as opposed to just existing as gag as gag promoters like Bugs Bunny or Donald Duck or Mickey Mouse. Because there you don't really see them. I think to a little bit you do with some of the Disney existing society, some presentation of their existence in society. But with Warner Brothers, you don't really see Bugs Bunny and his crew existing as part of a society really until recently. The Warner Brothers that they created 10 years ago, where you see, you know, Bugs Bunny has a house with Daffy as his mooching live-in. You know, Yosemite Sam and Porky Pig as neighbors, that sort of thing, and their interactions was on a societal level. instead of some gag a day comic strip like we used to have back in the
Okay.
back in the 50s and 60s.
Okay, so that piece is very iconic within the furry community. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So Galachi created and took it into science fiction, and that was his contribution.
Ah.
And I got to sit there with him with I think like the first three original issues
Mm.
and three of his sketchbooks. And me and six other guys gather around his table, listening to him talk about everything of the creation of the genre, the creation of the cons and all that stuff for about past midnight, carefully looking through, studying every detail of his sketches. And it's valuable to me because, of course, Steve is getting on in his years.
Interesting. Okay.
Flash forward 3-4 years later. Yeah, to Megaplex. They've moved to their present location, the Hyatt, which is wonderful because everything is inside and therefore air conditioning because
Nice.
it is Orlando in August.
Oof, that'd be brutal, especially with a whole fursuit on.
Yeah.
Yes. So I look up and I see this panel being given by a guy with the moniker of Cy Sable. Cy Sable was one of two guys who started the first dedicated furry convention known as Conference. And he talked about getting the convention, the trials and tribulations. He talked about how his friendship with a guy named Fred Patton, who created the Ursa Major Awards, and Patton's claim to fame before that was Patton was in the service. When he'd go to Japan and he'd send back these bootleg VHS of anime beyond just Go Speed Racer and a couple other things and then of course here in America we turned Gotcha Man into Battle of the Planets, Space Battleship Yamato into Star Blazers. Well, he was sending other things, Dirty Pair, Bubblegum Crisis, from that I think Akira. So that era. Well, anyways, long and short of it, Cy Sable, as I said, one of the very founding fathers of the whole concept of the furry convention. And I learned a month later he passes away from cancer. So literally, I was there at his last symposium.
Okay, this like pillar grandfather of the community. Okay.
It's like all I can think is take advantage of these opportunities because you just don't know.
Alpha asks, what is the
Life
furry
is fragile
community's...
and life ends.
Yep. Alpha asks, what is the furry community's view or opinion regarding trans species individuals? Are they considered part of the community or a separate community?
I don't run into that a lot myself, but yeah, it's people in general they'll be accepted in.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking in what context? I mean, even in terms of an actual live, real life group of people. The answer in short, the most. I'm not sure what trend. If you're talking about the Otherkins and the Therians, yeah, we have them in. I'm not sure exactly because again, I'm not really familiar. I'm not familiar with that term exactly what the context is.
Okay.
But if he's talking about the Otherkin and the Therians, yeah, they're part of the community as long as they're not pushy about it.
Okay. Have you ever met Twitch?
One thing we don't abide really, we don't care for is snobbery.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like in the cosplay. I think see, I wear gloves and a headpiece, but I'm otherwise wearing regular clothing. Because if I were to wear a full bodysuit, I'd have to get a separate set of clothes to fit that suit. And some who are total body look at people like me and they said, "Oh, you're just poodling," was the term.
Poodling?
And poodling. So, but that snobbery has fortunately begun to die away.
Okay. Um.
Yeah, because anyway, some of us can't afford a full suit, anyways.
Yeah. That's just basically being mean to somebody because they don't have
It's
money,
it's hard
a lot
enough
of
just
money.
wearing the headpiece.
Yep. Okay. Uh, have you ever met any Twitch friends or viewers at these cons?
Not as yet. Admittedly, I would have loved to have gone to TwitchCon to run into Avery and Mayvox, and I forget who the other two gentlemen who were with them.
Oh,
I would have loved to have had that opportunity, but it was 1 week apart from ACFI, and that's just too much traveling. To say nothing of having to fly out to San Diego, whereas ACFI is just a road trip.
Yeah, and that's also expensive. It's like you can't just out of nowhere pay for that. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, and hearing about the security breakdowns didn't encourage us.
yeah, I wouldn't be encouraged either. Okay. Let's see. Alpha also asked, do furries have only one fursona? Do they have several furs or different types of colors? If there are several, which is your favorite?
Well, this is what you see here. For me, I do know there are some people, those who can afford it, who will have more than one
Headpiece.
face or one
Suit.
one cosplay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
More power to them if they can afford it.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
But what you see is what you get.
Okay. Do these conventions?
I do have a GA with reference pics.
Oh, nice. Okay. Do these
If you want to bring
conventions?
that up or look at it.
Yeah. Do these conventions recharge your creativity or energy and inspire you for new content ideas?
To some degree, yes.
Okay.
They also reinforce the path where I've come from.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's a memorable or funny moment you've shared as a couple at a con?
Hmm. What to you was the funny moment?
Hmm.
Admittedly, a lot of it blends
Um,
together, so I can't really recall one specific event.
yeah.
Okay. And then Alpha
I
also
suppose,
go for it.
well, her first D&D session.
Oh, okay. All right. Alpha also asks, what type of maintenance do you do to give your fur, and how much does it cost?
Maintenance basically is brushing the hair.
Okay.
As you see, I
Oh.
still left the cat with the human style hair, his mane, and also a human beard. So yeah, this is where I have to, as I say, take a brush and yeah, and I do have some lavender spray for the inside.
Mm. Make
A
it
little
smell
wipe
good.
down with some wet pads around certain areas.
Okay. Okay. Um.
As to the cost of this, the headpiece cost 3,500. Maker was Sarah Cat Fursuits.
Sarah Cat fursuits. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um. What's one of the What's one of the worst cons you've been to? Sorry.
Hmm. Worse. I've not had a bad con experience.
Okay. That's good. That's good to hear.
I will say though, the first one I tried to go to, we didn't.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
it was yeah. I know guest of honor was Will Shatner.
Oh,
It was
nice.
1978.
Oh.
I was with my stepmother, and got up to the ticket door, and they said, "Okay, yeah, it was $10 for kids and 15 for adults, so $25." Now it may seem like chump change now, but in 1917, that was, mind you, when you could get into a movie for $2 each, it just seemed exorbitant. And the stepmother said, "Oh no, we're not paying that," and we left and went elsewhere. So
I gotcha.
yeah, that was the one con experience that didn't happen because of the price of admission.
Mm. Okay. Treasure pile. What's the most funny moment you can remember as going to one of the cons?
Hmm. It would have to be a couple years ago at ACFI when they first went into the Marriott by the airport. we were trying to wanted to go down and relax a bit, and out on the patio we saw Uncle Kage.
Hey, what?
So we went out there, had some sake, and a lot of laughs with him. Uncle Kage is a.
Okay, I suppose a note of explanation.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Uncle Kage is the name of a guy. He's a doctor, a professor of chemistry who runs, he's the head honcho of Anthocon.
Oh, okay.
And his contribution to the FurCon scene was that he created the code of conduct. Now, yes, there was a time back in the late 90s, early 2000s when the cons could be a bit of the Wild West, to the discomfort of other people at the hotels. And some people had a very bad attitude about it, you know, blank the normies attitude.
Mm-hmm.
As my friend from Florida, White Pony, said, to no small degree, the furry community was its own worst enemy in terms of public relations. Uncle Kage created the code of conduct in which
Okay.
certain adult-oriented costuming cannot be in public areas.
Okay.
Any adult art, the binder has to be closed. You have to have a little sticker or censorship over sensitive areas. Any tables, dealers dealing in adult materials has to be in a separated area with somebody there checking your ID to make sure you're over 18. And any group rooms, whatever, that are adult oriented, again, after 8 o'clock, when kids are presumably in bed, and again, somebody, the door closed, somebody there checking ID.
Mm.
Now, this wasn't entirely, most cons eagerly grabbed onto it. There was one con that held out called Rainforest in Seattle.
Okay.
2014, he goes out there as a guest of honor, and he's telling them, guys, you really do need to have a code of conduct. And they booed him and heckled him. He got up, he said, the heck with this, got up, left the stage, left the convention. So that was essentially seen by the community as sort of an excommunication on Rainforest.
Hmm.
The next year, none of the hotels in Seattle, the behavior had been so bad, reported that none of the hotels would host them. Supposedly, they thought they had one in Spokane, but a couple days later, that got yoinked, and so it died.
Yeah, seems like having code of conduct
I
would have
know,
prevented that.
Somebody I know from the Crosstime Cafe was very vociferous in saying, I had nothing to do with the Spokane cancellation, even though he was known to have said that his felt that Washington furs were some of the worst in the nation. But oh well.
Hmm.
Yeah, he moved to another state, and apparently a new group started up. Apparently a Christian family started up a new FurCon to replace Rainforest, and the first thing they said is, this convention will be G-rated, family-friendly. And they've had, as far as I know, they've held that line.
Oh wow, that's That's pretty
And my
impressive.
friend White Pony, when we met at Megaplex, said he was very happy to see how many of the attendees were women, and how many children there were there. He said yes, he hadn't been to a convention in over 14, 15 years. And he said, yeah, it's definitely, the scene has improved. It's become much more civilized, and he was happy with that. Because, yeah, when he used to go, it was like 95% male. And, yeah, and he said it showed. So now that we have, as I say, larger female participation, children participating, yeah, the wild days are behind, and may they stay that way.
Kids love conventions. True. Okay. Can you talk about what happened at the convention that got them banned?
I think, let's see, sabotage, people sticking towels down toilets or into the filter intakes of hot tubs,
Oh my god.
damage to walls, beddings,
Man.
some certain littering of certain items, and again, wearing fetish clothing out on the main area of the hotel lobby area,
Ooh,
where there were non-con participants
that's not good.
and that sort of thing. So, yeah, that
Okay, so you're saying the Wild West of cons used to happen. They used to have experiences like that, and they've really cleaned up. Okay. Um, All right. Well, let's get back to talking about your channel. Let's talk about your Twitch streaming channel some more. How has your Twitch channel changed since the early days of streaming? Well, we'll get to that question next, Alpha.
well, of course, the hardware upgrades,
Yep.
but also we've actually have an introduction. Well, not so much an introduction. We have a coming soon screen with a countdown. We did have some intro music, courtesy of Grateful Bard.
Nice.
And Little Hollow.
And now
Little Hall.
we
Nice.
also have incorporated Little Hollow's commission into it as well too.
Okay. All right. Alpha asked a
Created
very
a transition graphic.
Oh, cool.
And I have some pictures now of my character, either him wielding a spear or in a spaceship uniform. Yeah. So go ahead. Question you were saying?
Alpha asked a very deep question. What's the hardest part of being a furry?
Well, in terms of cosplay, this headpiece gets hot.
Yep.
Yeah, of course, I know there has been. I haven't run into prejudice personally,
Okay.
but I know of other people who either had or were fearful of it. And I've learned of artists like there was one artist who basically he handed his character over to the cafe, right? Because he decided he quote put it on hiatus because he didn't want to make. He was basically quitting it because he was going into mainstream publishing, and he was worried about some prejudice against him for his webcomic. So he at least had the courtesy to say, "This character it belongs to the cafe now. You know, have fun with her."
Okay, made her.
Yeah, that
Or
was
is
Hellbound was the comic. Character was named Kyoto.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, it's like with any community.
Basically,
A few bad
he's a
apples.
demon who got kicked out of hell for being too nice.
Yep. It's like any other community. A few bad apples ruin the bunch. Like live streaming, IRL streaming. Definitely gets a bad rap. You can't even stream in Japan now in certain areas. And they've made it to where you've got to be licensed and they charge you an arm and a leg. Okay. Okay. So I'm glad to hear you haven't experienced any prejudice. Okay. What advice would you give to other couples who want to stream together?
I think the most important thing is settle out the division of labor.
Okay. Who's gonna do what? Yeah.
Like in my case, I'm basically the face.
Okay.
I'm the face of the channel, and she's the engineering who keeps the gears turning.
Yep. She's she's part of the production team. Nice, nice, nice. What has been the biggest lesson learned from the last 2 years of streaming?
I'd say, persistence is the key to the whole thing. I mean, you're not going to start off with a big audience. You're not going to get a big audience. You have to build.
Mm-hmm.
You have to build your brand. So patience and persistence is going to be the key to it. There are going to be times when you're going to do a stream and to essentially no audience, especially if you're starting out, if you so early in the startup as I am. Yes,
Yep.
We've had a couple streams where basically nobody showed up, or if they did, they were just silent lurkers. And yeah, it can be kind of discouraging because you're sitting there trying to talk, trying to engage, trying to get somebody talk back to you, and nothing happens. Yeah, on a human level, yeah, it can depress, but there are going to be evenings where that happens. After all, that's what startup is.
Understood. Okay. Okay. What goals or dreams do you have for your Twitch channel in 2026?
I suppose finally cross that 200 followers will be the first immediate thing. Maybe a couple more subscribers. Whether I add another night to my stream, haven't determined.
Okay. Elfo has another.
I might think maybe some little short clips in costume, but I can't. This is probably the only time I'm going to do a stream this long, wearing the headpiece this long.
Yeah, it gets hot.
I've ever worn it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Elfo asks, how should you treat a furry person IRL. Sometimes we don't understand things and can't often can offend even without words, or like we're not intending to. Like if I was to approach you on the street, how should I treat you if I wanted to talk to you?
Like any other person, really.
Okay.
I mean, granted, I'm not going to ever be on the street, just on the street randomly.
Yeah.
See, because like at a convention, I'm wearing a name tag also.
Yep.
I'm there with purpose. But otherwise, I say we just talk to whether we're in cosplay or out of it.
Yep. Just
We talk to somebody who is in cosplay as if they're just regular people.
all right. Treat them as you would any other cosplayer, and just be kind. Yeah, just be normal. Okay.
Exactly.
Um.
Oh yeah, and one key thing just to remember, whether in or out of a convention, cosplay is not consent.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yep. Okay. Are there any upcoming games or conventions you're excited for?
Well, we're looking forward to Further Confusion in San Jose this January.
Oh, nice. Nice. January.
Besides the convention, chance to see some family.
Oh, nice. That's right, because you're from California and transplanted to Texas.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Games, as I say, we're still getting into Dune, so
Yeah.
we'll see what comes down the pipeline in 6 months to a year.
Okay. And finally, what message would you like to share with your longtime viewers and supporters?
For now, my simple gratitude.
Understandable. Yep.
Life will throw challenges at you. And sometimes, and I know sometimes, and I've been blessed not to be under such crushing circumstances as some other people, in some cases outright wounded souls, for lack of a better term. But still, in the end, life is good. And if you can smile even in the midst of hardships, life will smile back at some point.
True. Okay. That's a very nice message. Very nice message. So, all right, I will open it up to the chat. Is there any other questions for the cat dude before we give him some relief? He is roasting in that headpiece. Any other questions? And I'll think of one silly question. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Probably, as I say, being a Jedi would be the foundation. I mean, in the war, the cat dude, in some areas, he either is psionic or uses the Force. In other worlds, he does have some limited. He's never a wizard or a warlock. He doesn't have that level of control over magic, but as I say, sometimes a paladin, a rune knight, something that augments his skills with the weapon.
Yeah, dude. Okay. All
Well,
right.
so, which is essentially what a Jedi is.
All right, and I wanted to give Treasure Pile the opportunity to answer what message would you like to share with your longtime viewers and supporters, Treasure Pile?
Thanks for supporting and hanging around with us. Thanks for influencing us to start streaming and getting into this new community.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if it flies, surprise us.
And
Oh, go for it.
yeah.
Go for it.
And life is short. However, if things don't turn out for you immediately.
Yeah, that's a ban. All right. Sorry about that. That person is banned.
And they will turn out in further down the road.
Nice. Nice. Okay. All right.
Just hang in there, keep believing, keep smiling.
Very nice. Okay. I don't think we have any other questions, so with that, I think we will end the YouTube video. So you guys know the process. Let's say bye to YouTube. So it's the same process. HIYTs, all in cap. HIYT. Alright, got those. Let's see here. So I'm gonna link. We're gonna do stream ending. I'm gonna link all Cat Dude socials. Make sure you guys remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and go hang out with the Cat Dude next time he's live. Go check out his content. Go read about his lore.